It's awesome to see how perfect the sport of golf has become. After all these years, there are so many players on the level of the old greats. It looks like another of the best stars is fueling himself to be at the top of his game. Is Viktor Hovland going to get that PGA Tour three-peat? Stay tuned to today's video as we discuss this three-peat and PGA Tour rankings. First up, Viktor Hovland eyes rare PGA Tour three-peat. Viktor Hovland is a man who has assembled a phenomenal list of stellar accomplishments throughout his young career so far. During his most recent return to the Camaleón Golf Course for the most recent World Tide Technology Championships, the 25-year-old seemingly created his biggest achievement in his young career. Over the last 40 seasons in the PGA Tour, only 3 players have won the same tournament in 3 consecutive years. This is called a three-peat. The world's most famous golfer, Tiger Woods, has done it at a ridiculous 6 events, which includes 2 four-peats. The last player to pull it off was Steve Stricker at the 2009-2011 John Deere Classic tournament. The only other man to complete this task is Stuart Appleby, who competed at the 2004-2006 Century Tournament of Champions. But the latest Worldwide Technology Championships, Hovland is currently a 2-time defending champion, and this marks the 13th time any player has gone for a three-peat ever since Stricker's victory in 2011. Hovland is the first of 5 players to get a chance to go for a three-peat in 2022-2023 PGA Tour season. The others are Sam Burns, K.H. Lee, Patrick Cantlay, and Rory McIlroy. Hovland has become one of the best ball strikers in the world already and has flashed off his enormous talent throughout his young career. This means that he is sure to yield only a great amount of success in the coming years. So let's get into some of his numbers. Hovland's numbers so far. Hovland won the 2018 U.S. Amateur at Pebble Beach and returned for the next U.S. Open the following summer. In said U.S. Open, he shot a 72-hole total score, leading to a 280-point game. This broke the amateur record of Jack Nicklaus, 282, at Cherry Hills in 1960. Hovland then got a 67 that following Sunday, the lowest final round score at any U.S. Open by a single amateur since Dean Beeman shot a 67 during 1962 in Oakmont. Ever since then, Hovland has proven to the elite and the amateur scene that he has a potent combination both off the tee and with his irons. Since the beginning of the 2019 and 2020 seasons, he has been a part of his first full PGA Tour campaign, where only 3 qualified players have averaged at least a half-stroke gained per round off the tee. Hovland's consistency is rare among young players, as he has gained strokes with his approach in nearly 70% of his career rounds during the PGA Tour. This is at around 69.8% to be exact. He has hit at least 72% of his greens within regulation in more than half of those rounds. For some context for you guys at home, the overall average of last season for greens hit was just 65.6%. The place where Hovland is truly an elite player is during his longer approach shots. He has partaken in the last 2 seasons. He's led the PGA Tour average proximity to the hole from 200 to 225 yards. Last season alone, he hit his approach shots from that range at an average distance of 2 inches and 33 feet, which was a full 9 feet better than the overall tour average. From around 175 to 225 yards, his average proximity during the last 2 seasons is 30 feet 9 inches, which is the best on tour in that span by a whopping 17 inches. This means it is about 6 feet better than the overall tour average. The main reason for his latest dominance in the first 2 sections of his possible three-peat is his great tee to green plays. He has 116 greens in regulation and has hit 80.6% of those in the last 2 years, meaning that it is 7 more than any other player in contention. But last year alone, Hovland was also excellent on and around the greens. He ranked in the top 5 in both scrambling percentages and the overall putting average. Throughout the 2019 and 2020 seasons, Hovland has seen dramatic improvements on the greens since his first full tour. During the 2019 to 2020 season, he ranked 115th amongst qualified players within strokes gained. This score soared to the 25th during last season, which saw him make a similar leap from 98th 2 years ago to 5th in 2022. Hovland also saw another win at the 2021 World Technology Championships, the 3rd in his PGA Tour career. But just 24 years old, he became one of the 6 international players within the last 40 years to win 3 or more times in the PGA Tour before hitting 25. If Hovland wins again, he will be the youngest player in the modern era to win the same event in 3 consecutive years, leading him to a three-peat. If he does this, he will be 4 months younger than Tiger Woods was when he originally did it during the 2001 Memorial Tournament. It's an awesome thing to see, as he's a phenomenal player and is well deserving of this three-peat. Please let us know in the comments section below your thought on Hovland and the possible three-peat he is about to achieve. Next up, PGA Tour Power Rankings. Here are the top players of the latest Mayakoba event during the PGA Tour. It was a good week for the players, so let's understand what happened. Tony Finau is the first player to talk about on today's list. He seemed to be a bad fit for this event, however he was here just 2 seasons ago. The concern for many many people was the rust he might have, as he hasn't played in an individual event since the Tour Championship. He did surprise everyone, however, as it is very hard to keep him out of the top 10 in fields such as this, no matter his circumstances. Maverick McNealy is next up, and he's here with a three-pack of finishes that have gotten better each year. With each of the last seasons getting better and better, he has yet to finish worse with less than a T18 in 3 straight finishes this fall either. We then move on to Emiliano Grillo, who had a sour taste in his mouth after missing the cut last year. Before that, however, he had a top 3 15s in 4 start stretch at the same event. He recently played some really good golf, but sadly alternated with good and bad weeks. If everything is right, this next week should be a really good week for him, so we cannot wait to see what he does. Brendan Todd is next, and much like Brian Gay recently with his play in Bermuda, it's hard to write off a guy like this who has recently gone on a winning streak. Unlike Brian Gay, though, Brendan Todd is currently a top 50 stroke gained guy with 14 logged rounds and 2 top 10s during this fall season. He is a player people should look out for, and we cannot wait to see how he performs. Colin Morikawa is our next player to discuss, as he is making his debut on this course. Many people like his fit in this place, however, as he's a good player and should fit this place perfectly. He has had a slump recently, but the course seems great for him, so hopefully his slump ends here. Next is Tom Hoge, the hottest man on this field with 5 straight finishes at T13 or better on tour so far. His recent play is good enough for people to pull the trigger on him this week alone, so we can't wait to see how he performs. Finally, we have Aaron Wise, who finished here in 2020 as a runner-up and is currently boasting 2 top 15s in his last 4 starts at this course. He's been getting better and better with putting and more short games this fall, so it all adds up for him to do well this week. And that's all the players we have to discuss in today's video. Please let us know your thoughts on the people we've discussed in the comment section below and this course. It's a phenomenal time to be a golf fan, so please stay tuned to the channel for more information on golf and the latest news. And that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, please let us know in the comments section below. It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye.